shortlisted 8 suitors, including Malaysian sovereign wealth fund Khazanah Nasional, private equity firm Apax Partners, and a unit of the Deutsche Bank.
YOUCONSECRATE is one of 4 companies the government established in 1999 to absorb toxic assets held by China's 4 biggest banks. It would be the second of those companies to list following the successful debut of China Sin Asset Management in December. YOUCONSECRATE is planning to sell a stake of 15 to 20% to investors ahead of an eventual initial public offering as it seeks to raise over $2 billion to buy bad loans and forfeited assets from companies unable to repay lenders. YOUCONSECRATE has been in talks with potential investors since last year, but rumors suggest it stepped up the process after Sinda's IPO drew very strong demand in the hope that it could get a higher price for its stake. YOUCONSECRATE's deal is expected to be similar to that done by Sinda, which in 2012 sold a 16.5% stake to 4 investors: China National Council for Social Security Fund, UBS, CITIC Capital of China, and Standard Chartered.
The 4 companies created by China in the late 90s to absorb bad debts are all being prepared to play an active role in a more market-led sell-down by China's lenders. Banks are already offloading increasing amounts of bad loans, which are expected to keep growing as the economy slows and the excesses of the credit boom in recent years are exposed. A division under the Chinese Ministry of Commerce signed a strategic cooperation agreement yesterday with La Liga, the top professional soccer league in Spain. With the marketing experience of its new Spanish partner, the ministry believes the deal will help Chinese firms enhance their brand recognition around the world.
Under the terms of the agreement, Chinese firms will be able to promote their brands during La Liga matches. A spokesman for La Liga claimed that the league will also organize social meetings to help Chinese companies establish business relationships with influential contacts in Europe. Chinese smartphone maker Huawei is one company that seems to have already benefited from its sponsorship of La Liga, thanks to the cooperation signed last November. 7 out of 10 people in Spain know Huawei, according to statistics from the league. However, local experts have warned that wealthy Chinese firms should not necessarily embrace organizations like La Liga in a hurry. Analysts from Beijing-based consultancy Ning Cultural Media explained that different sports have different audiences, and Chinese companies need to have a good understanding of whether their products match the needs of the audience. He added that makers or sellers of high-end electronic devices such as Huawei would be best placed to tie up their brands with La Liga.
In addition to Huawei's agreement with La Liga, other Chinese firms are increasingly showing an interest in international sports sponsorship. Last year, Chinese electronics company ZTE signed a contract with the Houston Rockets of the NBA, representing the company's first promotional foray into the U.S. Similarly, Yingli Green Energy became the first Chinese firm to seal a global sponsorship with the soccer governing party FIFA when it sponsored the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. The company will reprise their sponsorship for this summer's World Cup in Brazil. The British retailer Marks & Spencer is revamping its China operations to boost flat sales in the country. The firm is planning to close 2 to 5 stores in Shanghai while opening new stores in Beijing and Guangzhou, as well as enhancing its e-commerce operations on leading retail website Tmall.
In a statement, the company announced that it would continue to review the shape of its existing store portfolio and may relocate a couple of existing supporting stores in the Shanghai area in order to open new flagship stores in Beijing and Guangzhou. The company added that its ambition was to have 15 owned stores complemented by stores with its local partner and an online presence. Marks & Spencer entered the Chinese market in 2008 with its flagship store in Shanghai's West Nanjing Road, one of the city's main shopping streets. However, the venture has not been without its teething troubles, with expat shoppers initially complaining it was too Chinese, while locals moaned that it was geared toward expatriates. The company had initially been cautious about expanding in China beyond Shanghai, citing the diversity of the country and specific regional challenges. However, a spokesman for M&S explained that the Shanghai stores had been performing well, leading the company to believe that there was an opportunity to enter new cities like Beijing and Guangzhou.
The news that M&S is expanding its presence in China comes just days after China Beef reported that another British retailer, House of Fraser, is to be acquired by the Chinese Power Group. House of Fraser Chief Executive John King announced that the deal represented a great opportunity to facilitate the brand's introduction to China. While China's economy may be slowing, its love affair with pizza is raging. That's good news for Fonterra, the world's biggest dairy exporter and China's top supplier of mozzarella cheese. The New Zealand-based company plans to lift mozzarella output to 50,000 metric